Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to GK tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to make you revision for revision test second. For that, I'm going to tell you the syllabus for that. Students, jot down the syllabus for revision test second. In revision test second, chapter 22, 26 are there. You have to revise chapter 22, 26. I will be taking one chapter and I will make you revise all these chapters. So let's start from this. So we have this chapter bones and bones. That is chapter number 20. See our bones. There are 206 bones in our body. And when we take birth, okay, it means in the body of a child, there are near about 300 bones. But with the passage of time, these bones fuse, they break, they join and add. And when we become adult, the number of bones are 206 in our body. So it is given in this get to know. You can underline that a child is born with how many soft bones? 300 soft bones. But with the passage of time, it fuses together. And when he grows, it becomes 206. Now let's take one by one all these questions. All these questions can be asked from you in the form of a MCQ also or in the form of a one word also. But you should be mentally prepared for any of the form because you just go through this concept, learn it by heart. Okay. So if the question is asked in one word or MCQ, you should not be worried about that. You have to thoroughly revise it. See, these bones are very much helpful. They help us to move, they help us to walk, and they form a framework. And this framework is known as skeleton. Okay. So the very first question that is given in this chapter is the hard outer layer of bone. See, the bone is having a very hard outer layer, and this layer is very much strong, very much dense, and very much tough. So this layer is known as what? What is the name of that layer? That layer of this bone is known as compact bones. But you have to learn the spellings also side by side. It doesn't mean that options will be given and there is no need to learn the spellings. You have to learn the spellings. You have to do its written practice also. Okay. And that next question is the inner layer of bone that is very much spongy. Spongy means you can say there are small holes in that and its weight is very much light. So what is that called? It is known as what? It is known as cancellous bone. CANCELLOUS, cancellous bone. It looks just like a sponge. Okay. See, our bones have two kinds of minerals. You have to learn the names of those minerals. These minerals are calcium and phosphorus. Okay. See, your mothers tell you not to drink milk because in this way your bones will become strong. Okay. So when we drink milk, it has calcium. Okay. And this calcium is found in our bones also. So there are two kinds of minerals, calcium and phosphorus. Learn the spellings and do its written practice. Okay. There is a very fibrous substance that is found in our bone. What is that fibrous substance known as? It is known as collagen. COLLAGEN, collagen. You just learn these spellings very, very carefully. Okay. You just touch your thigh. You will feel that there is a long bone in your thigh. So what is the name of that long bone that is found in our thigh? That is femur, FEMUR. Now you touch your arm. In your arm, you will be able to find out a long bone. What is that long bone known as? It is known as humerus, HUMERUS. Okay. See, there is a place where red blood cells are produced, and this is a very flexible tissue. What is that? This flexible tissue is bone marrow. Okay. After that, there is a rigid hollow case. Hollow, you can say empty. That is an empty case and it really protects our brain. And what is that called? That protects our brain. That is a bone. That is a cranium. CRANIUM. Okay, बच्चे, jot down this thing very, very carefully. Okay. After that, we have long flexible column of bones, and that is from neck to the end of the back. That is our spine. Okay, we should always sit straight. We should always keep our spine straight. Otherwise, we can have any other health issues. Okay, so the bone that starts from our neck that goes end to the back of our that goes to the end of our back, that is known as spine. Okay. Now there are some bones that enclose and which protects the organs as well as hearts as well as lungs. Okay, what are these bones called? These bones are known as rib cage. RIBCAGE. Okay, see, our nose is made up of strong, elastic, flexible. That is a connective tissue, and that tissue, what is the name of that? It is cartilage. CARTILAGE. Cartilage is made up of strong, elastic, flexible, connective tissue. Okay. When two bones are joined together, what that place is known as? That place is known as joint. Clear, students? So you revise this chapter thoroughly when I share tutorial with you related to this chapter. Okay. So each and every word was told to you. So you are supposed to now revise it thoroughly, learn these spellings also, and learn all the names by heart. Okay. Now let's move to next topic, that is science branches. Now there we have lesson number 21, that is science branches. Okay. Science is based on different kind of things, that experiment, observation, calculation, measurement, formulation. Okay, so there are natural science, social science, and formal science. There are three major branches of science, and to these branches different names are given. So we will be learning the names of different branches of science. So you have to learn these spellings also, you have to learn the names of these, and I will be discussing it with you one by one. Let's take first. See, now you are in 5th class, but when you will grow up, your science will be divided into three parts: chemistry, biology, and physics. Okay. So in chemistry, which kind of chapters will be included? See, the chapters which are based on composition, properties, reactions, and structure of matter, all these chapters will be included in the category of chemistry. Okay. There you will come to know the difference between chemistry, physics, and biology. Okay. So there is a science that studies about composition, properties, reaction, and structure of matter. That science has a different name. And what is that name? That name is known as chemistry. Okay. See, when one of the scientists, when any of the student, any of the scientists, they want to study about ocean. So that study is known as what? It is known as oceanography. So its name, it's very easy to learn its name. Study of ocean, underline this keyword ocean, write down ocean, then write down O, then graphy. Okay. If any of the scientists wants to know about the study of heredity, heredity means related to our ancestor. So what that study is known as? It is known as genetics, GENETICS. So when anybody wants to study about ancestor, this study is known as the study of heredity is known as, heredity is known as genetics. Okay. See, there are so many scientists who study about plants. So when study of plants is done, so the term that is used for study of plants, that term is known as botany. Okay. So you learn the spellings BOTANY and learn it by heart, that the study of study of plants is known as botany. If anybody wants to know about the study of ancient life, okay, so what that study is known as? Paleontology. PALEON, paleontology, TOLOGY, paleontology. Okay, so spellings are difficult, but you just divide the spellings in parts. Okay, then you learn, then it will become very, very easy for you. Okay, so when any of the scientists, they want to study about the universe, so that study beyond the Earth's atmosphere, so that study, what will be that name of that study? That study will be known as astronomy. Okay. After that, you have to learn next term, that when the study of matter and energy and the interaction between matter and energy that is done, that is known as physics. As I have told you that your science is divided into three parts: chemistry, physics, and biology. Okay. So in biology, we study about animal, human beings. Okay. In chemistry, we study about composition, properties, reaction, and the structure of matter. And in physics, we study about the matter and energy and the interaction between them. All these studies known as physics. Okay. Next, we have, when anybody wants to study about the structure of Earth, its origin, its history, that study has a different name. What is the name of that? Its name is geology. Clear? When we want to know about weather and climate, we know about the weather forecasting. Do you know the scientific term who studies about weather and climate, who studies about weather forecasting? These scientists deal with different kind of science, and that different kind of science that tells about weather and climate, this science name is meteorology. Meteorology. meteorology, meteorology. Bache, write down the spellings very, very carefully, learn it by heart. And the science that deals with animals, that deals with animals' life, that science is what? That science is known as zoology. Okay. I've told you in bio, we study about human beings, but there is another term, zoology, that is related to biology also, but in that only animal and animal life is being studied. Okay. See, when anybody wants to treat any of the patient, they want to diagnose about that, any disease, they want to treat, they want to prevent illness, disease, and injury. That science is known as medicine science. So the name for that is medicine. Okay. And when anybody wants to study about human and human behavior, the term for that you have to learn, it is anthropology. anthropology, anthropology. That is a science that studies human and human behavior. Okay, bache? You go through this chapter carefully, and whether it is asked in MCQ form, it is asked in one word form, you should be well prepared for that. Learn it thoroughly. Now let's move to next chapter, that is the universe. See, in this chapter, the universe, you should pick a pencil, you should underline the words, okay? Because these can be asked in fill-up form also. These can be asked in one word also, or these can be asked in MCQ form also. So the very first question that is framed, the scientists believe that universe originated about dash years ago. So for how many years ago this universe originated? Near about 13.5 billion years ago. So you bache underline this concept. Okay. Underline this concept that it was done 13.5 billion years ago. Clear? After that, how was the universe? It was dense, it was hot bubble of gas, and that was expanded rapidly. Okay. So the next concept that we are going to learn it, that at the time of origin means when the universe was found, it took place. Okay. So it was containing nothing. It was only having hydrogen, and it was having only a small amount of helium. So at the time of origin, universe was having hydrogen and a small amount of helium. You learn these two concepts very, very carefully. Whether it is asked in fill-up form, MCQ form, a true-false form, you should not be worried. You should learn this concept that at the time of origin, universe was having two kinds of gases. What was that? First, it was hydrogen, and very small amount was helium was found. The universe having no center, okay, and it is expanding every second. So you learn it by heart that it has no center and it is expanding every second. Clear? It is expanding every second. Clear, bache? The most abundant means that is found in large amount. So the abundant material that is found in this universe, that is hydrogen. And next element that is found is helium. It means hydrogen is found in abundance. It means in too much amount. And second amount that is found in this universe, that is helium. Now next is Dash is one of the first star. What was the first star found in universe? That was sun. And sun was formed out of hydrogen. Okay. And when this sun was formed, it was found near about 100 million years old. It means it is near about 100 million years old. Okay, so you have to learn this concept that sun was the first star, okay, that was formed out of hydrogen, and the universe was near about 100 million years old at that time when sun was first of all formed. Okay, otherwise when was sun formed? It was formed near about 4.4 billion years ago. So bache, you have to learn when was sun formed. It was formed near about 4.49 billion years ago. And when was earth formed? How old the earth is? Earth is near about 4.5 billion years old. So you have to learn sun's age also and earth age also. Okay, it means earth could fit into sun 1.3 million times. So you have to learn these two concepts only by looking at the screen, only by listening to me. You are not able to learn. You have to learn it by heart. Then you have to do written practice. You have to underline these concepts on your books also. Now, next concept that you will be very much surprised to know that there are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all beaches of earth. It means there are abundance of stars found in the universe, even more than the grains of sand. More stars are found as compared to grains of sand. It means abundance of stars are, numberless stars are found in universe. Okay. Now, next concept that you have to learn it, that the moon causes tides and waves on earth. What causes tides and waves on earth? That is moon. Okay. And along with the sun, it moves billion of tons of water each day. That is really surprising that moon is, that along with the sun, it is also, moon is also moving billions of tons of water each day. Okay. Now, next concept, what moves around the sun faster than any other planet? What can move? That is Mercury. Okay, Mercury moves around the sun faster than any other planet. Okay, and this Mercury is equal to 88 Earth days. But you will underline this concept and learn it by heart. And what is void and what is large empty space is called? So the question can be asked in two forms. What are voids? Voids are large empty spaces in the universe. And another question is, what are large empty spaces in the universe called? These are called voids. Okay. Now in universe, near about how much place is found, that is found in dark energy, that is found in 68%. Okay. So dark energy is something that scientists believes that fills all space, that is 68% energy. Okay. And near about 27% of universe is made up of dark matter. And what is that dark matter? What is that dark matter is known as? Dark matter is that cannot be seen with any type of modern observation instrument. It means if we take any kind of instrument, this dark matter is not visible. It cannot be seen. And how much dark matter is found in the universe? 27% of the universe is having a dark matter. So, bache, I have underlined all these concepts using blue color. You underline using a pencil and learn these concepts in the form of fill-ups, in the form of MCQ. Any form can be used to ask, but you don't worry. You just learn only these concepts thoroughly. Okay. Now I'm going to move to next chapter. Now, bache, next chapter we have is artificial satellite. Okay. So in this chapter, what you have to learn these one word answer. Okay. For example, what is the speed of satellite? It is near about 11,000 to 20,000 kilometers per hour. It is written in front of you. You just learn it side by side. Okay. Next, we have how many satellites are there in orbit around the Earth. How many satellites are there? 4994 satellite. Okay. So learn it by heart. How many satellite? 4994 satellite. But you pick up pencil, write down and do written practice. If you do maximum written practice, it will be easy for you to learn. Next question we have is how satellites are launched. How they are launched? When scientists, they ride on a rocket. In this way, they launch satellite, riding on a rocket. Okay. Next we have is which was the world's first artificial satellite to be sent into space orbit? Which was that? Its name was Sputnik. Sputnik, Sputnik first. Okay. And when it was launched on 4th October. It was launched on 4th October. And who launched it and when? It was launched on 4th October. And who launched it? Soviet Union. So you just learn its name. Next question we have, fifth is, which satellite carried the first living creature into orbit? Same is that, name is same, Soviet Union, Sputnik, but its name is second. 2 is added in place of 1. Okay. And name the creature. You have to tell the name of a creature also. Which creature was taken to that satellite? It was basically a dog. And what kind of that dog was? Its name is Laika. 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 Okay, bache. Now, sixth we have, you have to tell the first satellite that was launched by USA in 1958. What was the name of first satellite? It was Explorer 1. Okay. Now, seventh is, which is the largest artificial satellite and currently orbiting the Earth? Its name is International Space Station. You learn it. It is the largest artificial satellite and its name is International Space Station. Next we have, what is a geostationary satellite? But what is geostationary? Geostationary, it is basically Earth orbiting satellite. It is placed at an altitude of near about, altitude means height. It is placed at a height of near about approximately 35,800 kilometers directly over the equator. And it revolves in the same direction in which the Earth rotates. It means Earth rotates from west to east. It also revolves west to east. So you divide the question into 3 parts. You learn that it is Earth orbiting satellite. It's kept on the height of near about 35,800 kilometers. Okay. And it is revolving in the same direction from west to east. Okay. Now we have 9th question. Which part of satellite is used to send and receive information? What is that part called? It is known as antenna. Write down the spellings, learn the spellings carefully. ANTENNAS, antenna. Okay. Now next question you have to learn is that what is orbital velocity? Basically, orbital velocity is a speed of a satellite. Okay. And this speed of satellite that is must travel to stay in space. Okay. Now in this chapter you have to learn this get to know concept also, that Chandrayaan 2, it is the second lunar exploration. You have learned this fact in ISRO chapter also in revision test 1. When you prepare for ISRO, you have learned in that also that first of all Chandrayaan 1 was sent. After that Chandrayaan 2 was lunar exploration. That mission, it was developed by ISRO and it is consisting a lunar orbiter, Vikram lander and the Pragyan lunar rover, and it was developed by India. These terms are given in ISRO when you were preparing for revision test first. So you can learn from there also and from this chapter also. Okay, bache. Now let's move to lesson number 24. Look at the sky. So look at the sky. In this chapter, pictures will be given to you. You have to learn the name. You have to learn the name that what is that natural object. So the first natural object that is given here is a black hole. Okay. And second object we have that is a nebula. When I taught you this chapter, I taught you each and everything about nebula, black hole. So you can go through this video also if you want to learn this chapter in detail. Okay, we have done this chapter in detail. I will be sharing this link with you also. So next we have third, that is a peak of asteroid. Okay, and fourth we have a peak of comet. Okay, this is a peak of a comet. And fifth we have a peak of pole star. Okay, and sixth we have been given a peak of meteoroid. Okay, so basically meteoroid, when it enters the atmosphere, it becomes so visible and its name is known as meteor. Okay, and when it hits the earth surface, its name is meteorite. Okay, so meteoroid enters the atmosphere, it becomes visible and its name is given to is meteor, and when it hits the earth's surface, its name is meteorite. I will be sharing link with you again so that you can go through this chapter in detail, but the reason I'm taking it so quickly. Okay, now let's move to next chapter, that is great discoveries. So bache, great discoveries. In this, you have to learn the name of the scientist. You have to match it with the year in which the scientist has done this invention, and you have to write down the name of invention also. So you have to learn all the things by heart. That Edward Jenner, he invented vaccine in 1796. William T.G. Morton, he invented anesthesia in 1846. Louis Pasteur, he made discovery of germ theory in 1861. Then after that, Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen, he invented X-rays in 1895. Then we have Alexander Fleming. He made a discovery of penicillin in 1928. Okay, and the first successful kidney transplant, it was carried out by Dr. Joseph E. Murray and Dr. David Hume, and this discovery was made in 1954. Okay, bache. Now this chapter IT word, we are so thankful to such kind of scientists who have brought these technologies in front of us. So who was the first person who invented the first integrated circuit? That was Sergey Brin and Larry Page. You have to learn the spellings by heart. Father of Google, who is known as father of Google? That is known as, first integrated circuit, that was invented by Jack Kilby and Robert Noyce. Okay, you just learn these names are a little bit complicated, but by doing written practice, you can learn it thoroughly. Who invented the first integrated circuit? It was done by Jack Kilby and Robert Noyce. And who is known as the fathers of Google? It means who brought Google in front of us that we are using nowadays a lot. That invention, that discovery was made by Sergey Brin and Larry Page. Okay, and who is known as the principal founder of Microsoft Corporation? Who is that person? Bill Gates. Its pic is also given. So you just try to recognize that is a pic of Bill Gates. Next, we have to learn that who is the creator of interface elements and typefaces of the Apple Macintosh. Who is that? That famous personality is Susan Kare. Okay, so you just learn it by heart. In your exam, in your revision test, it can be asked in MCQ form, match the form. You just don't worry, you just learn it by heart. Clear, beta? Now next, who is co-founder of Apple? Who is the co-founder of Apple? Steve Jobs is a co-founder of Apple. Who has done the invention of WWW, World Wide Web? Who has done this? It is done by Tim Berners-Lee. Okay. And who is the co-founder and chief technology officer of Micro Display? Who is that? You have to learn. It is Mary Lou Jepsen. Okay. And who implemented the first email program on the ARPANET system? Who was that? It was Ray Tomlinson. Okay. And who invented the first computer mouse? Who was that scientist? That great computer scientist was Douglas Engelbart, who invented the first computer mouse. And who invented the first handheld cellular mobile phone? We should be very much thankful to that person. That is Martin Cooper. So, bache, you just learn all these names by heart and you do its written practice. Okay, and it can be asked in MCQ form also, one word form also, match the column form also. You don't worry that in which form these questions are asked. You just learn it thoroughly and do its maximum practice. Okay, students, now prepare for your revision test and be ready for the current affairs. Go through the newspaper thoroughly. Any kind of current affair can be asked. You should update your knowledge side by side. Listen English news channels. Okay, daily watch news channels, enhance your knowledge. Okay, students, thank you and have a nice day.